What's going on, guys? Omega Guilford here, and today I'm bringing you yet another test hand video with the zombies. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so we're going to start off doing a nice little shuffle. And apologies for the camera angle ahead of time. Right now I'm just going to have it facing towards the opposite way, just so I can see the cards a little bit clearly, and so I can go about the play-by-play a little bit quicker. Okay, and to our opponent. Alright, start off with our opening hands. Okay, so not the best of opening hands, but we do have quite a bit of plays that we can go about in terms of how we're going to work this. Okay, we'll start off by using our Foxy tune, sending it to the grave, and then sending All Ghoul with it to summon out Xiamen from deck. At this point we're going to use Xiamen's effect. We're going to pay 600 to search our deck for a P.U.N.K monster. In this case we'll get the Deer Note. Next up we'll use our Foolish Burial. And that's going to send us a copy of our Mizuki to the grave. Now, because our hand was kind of awkward, there aren't many plays that we can make with it, but we're going to try our best to see what we got. We'll use Mizuki's effect, banishing itself, targeting All Ghoul, to summon itself onto the field. Next, we're going to link those two away. And we're going to make our copy of Christian Halka-Fibrax, at which point we'll use the effect. And that's going to summon out our Globloom. From here what we'll do is we'll activate the zombie world. Next we'll link our Globloom. And we're going to make Link Rebo. At that point we're going to trigger Globloom, banishing itself for cost. And we're going to summon out Doom King Ballardra. Doesn't really matter where you summon it at this point in the combo, just because it's not going to stay on the field for very long. And now, the reason why you wanted to make Link Rebo first with the Globloom is for two reasons. Reason number one, so you have an additional body on field, so you can make a Link 2 without exhausting your Halka-Fibrax. Reason number two, if you're going against odd matchups like Dinos, against stuff like Mech Orcus that give you the legacy tokens, or any kind of deck that gives you a level 1 monster on field, you can always use the Link Rebo and Grave to summon itself back on the field and prevent them from gaining advantage from having the monsters on your side. So now at this point we'll just link those two, and because we're locked into zombies, we're going to summon out our Vampire Sucker. Now it doesn't look like much, and it isn't too much because we didn't open very nutty, but even with a hand that's kind of brick, still on a hand trap, on our following turn we get Ballardra back out into the field. We got to draw one off Sucker when it gets summoned. We can always trigger Ballardra when Vampire Sucker gives you that draw. And then you always have Halka-Fibrax as well to trigger the Ballardra and to get you in stuff like Formula Synchron or Shooting Riser to further your plays. So that's one hand. We're going to do another hand very quickly, just to try to squeeze as much test hands as possible into one video so you guys can get a feel for the consistency of the deck. It is a fairly consistent deck. I'd say about 80% of the hands are very nutty, and the other 20% are subpar, or sometimes you get the one odd hand here and there that might be a brick. So now our next 5 cards. Alright, so this hand doesn't have much going on as well. However, we can make quite a bit out of it, and I'll show you just now. Start off by using the E-Telly. That'll get us into our Z-Almond. We'll use the Z-Almond effect. And because we want to play around Ash, not to say that they wouldn't Ash the E-Telly, but if they haven't Ashed at this point, you can still kind of play it safe by adding the Deer Note, since we open another P.U.N.K monster. But in hindsight, the Deer Note wouldn't be as good just because we have Jet Synchro in the hand, so we can use some graveyard plays with that. So you know what, we'll get the Foxy Tune instead. And also like this, you'll have a light and dark engrave, so you can make your Chaos Ruler. So at this point we'll use Foxy Tune, use the effect, discard itself, and we'll discard the Jet Synchron, or Send rather, very important to note that. Summon out Deer Note. Hand to our opponent to cut. Okay, now at this point we're going to Synchro. And we're just going to do some generic Chaos Ruler combos. Chainlink 1 Ruler, Chainlink 2 Deer Note. Deer Note will summon out the Z-Almond, and Ruler will mill 5. Now we have quite a few options. I think here what we're going to do is we're going to add the Ghost Ogre. So like this we have some more interruption for our opponent's turn. But you could also add either the Nessie or the Mothman. Either or would also be fairly good cards to add. Next up, we'll link those 2 away. And we're going to make our good friend Hulk Fibrax, triggering its effect to summon a monster from our deck. So in this case, we're actually going to summon out our Effect Veiler. Reason being is we drew our Bloom, we drew our Jet Synchron, so 2 of the cards that you don't want to draw. Even in a 43 card deck, sometimes you end up opening them, which is fine because we can always play around that. Okay, so now we'll use our Chaos Ruler's effect. We'll banish our Nessie, and we'll banish our Foxy Tune. That'll summon itself out. Next up, what we'll do is we will, I believe, yeah, we still have a normal summon because we started off with E-Telly and then that kept on going further in our plays. So what we'll do is we will normal summon our Glow Bloom. Now here we'll actually Synchro 9 using our Chaos Ruler and our Veiler into Hot Red Abyss. And then we'll just link 1 with our Glow Bloom into our Link Rebo, triggering Bloom's effect. And what that'll do is that'll add us a level 5 or higher zombie from our deck. And in this case, we're going to add our, we'll go with Algol Mazera. And then for next turn, we have an Imperm. Sorry, this is banished. We have an Imperm, we have an Ogre, we have an Omni-Negate, and we have Christian Hulk Fibrax to get us into a Shooting Riser to dump Snow for follow-up, or we can dump Banshee for the following turn. So that hand was very, very subpar, but we still made a decent board off of it. And we'll do one more test hand. You know, 3rd time's a charm. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. I'm trying to be a little bit creative and innovative with the deck and trying to find different ways that I can make the deck more consistent and also less normal summon reliant. And I say that because there are times where when you don't open a normal summon, your plays are very restricted. Okay, and 3 Unizombie, go figure. But it's okay. We're gonna work with what we got and start off with the best normal summon in the deck, Unizombie. Use the effect, and we're going to send one from deck to grave, targeting himself. And the monster we are going to send is actually Shang-Chi. Next up, we'll activate our Foolish Burial. So this is actually now level 4. And Foolish Burial will send our Gozuki to the grave. And now Gozuki's effect will trigger, banishing our Shang-Chi to summon a zombie from our hands. In this case, it will be Unizombie. Then Shang-Chi's effect will trigger. Since she was banished, I can banish one other zombie in my grave. And I'll summon Gozuki. Sorry, banish Gozuki to summon out the Shang-Chi. And then what we can do from here is a few different things. We can use the Shang-Chi effect right now to dump one, which is probably the more optimal play. So we'll go ahead and do that. Shang-Chi will actually dump a Mizuki. Now using the Shang-Chi and the level 3 Unizombie. Actually, you know what? I got a better play. What we'll do is we'll use Unizombie's effect, targeting himself, to send one from hand. And now he's also level 4. And because we opened Snow, we can actually dump Snow from here. Next, we'll link those two away, Shang-Chi and Unizombie, to make, yet again, the Broken Link monster, P.U.N.K Fibrax, use its effect. And now we're going to send one summon one onto the field from our deck, which in this case is actually going to be, if I can find it, we're going to summon out Glow Blue. Next up, we'll use Mizuki's effect to banish itself and summon out Shang-Chi. Actually, sorry, this has to be at the bottom of the deck because we use its effect. So instead, we're going to summon out another Unizombie. And from here, we're going to do a very questionable play, and that's simply make a 4 material Appaloosa. Use our Glow Bloom's effect in grave, banish itself, and we're going to get all Gold Mazera to hand. So now again, the board doesn't seem like much, but we have a 4 negate Appaloosa. And then if push comes to shove, we have Snow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So once our Appaloosa is fairly exhausted, or possibly has 1 material left and they're going into battle phase, we can always trigger Snow. And upon banishing the All Ghoul from our hand, it'll actually summon itself back as well. So in a sense, we have protection with the 2 bodies. Not a very good board, and frankly not a very good showcasing of the deck, but you know, sometimes you're not going to draw the best optimal hands, and you just got to make do with what you got. So if you guys did enjoy the video, I greatly appreciate, you know, comment, like, subscribe. Give me some feedback on the deck. Let me know what you guys think about it. And as always, this is Omega Guildford signing out. Peace.